Hey guys, it's Erin and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a sorority recruitment tips video and just going through all my tips for recruitment. I'm going to go through a section of tips for how to prepare for sorority recruitment and then a section of tips for during sorority recruitment. I also wanted to let you guys know I just made a playlist on my channel with all of my sorority recruitment videos in it that I've made already, and then I will obviously add all the ones I made in the future, so I'll have it linked below if you guys want to go check that out. If you're just binge watching videos and you're bored, or if you are going to go through recruitment and just kind of want a section of advice videos and vlogs and stuff all in one place, that's where you can go. First, I'm going to give you guys my tips to do before sorority recruitment, just good ways to prep for sorority recruitment. So my first tip before sorority recruitment is to clean up all of your social media, and I mean all of it. I'm serious. Your Twitter likes, your whole Twitter, your Instagram, your Finsta, your private Twitter, I know what y'all be doing, your TikTok, your Facebook, I don't know, wherever you can get a little crazy, it needs to go. If your Finsta, first of all, it's just really not worth having it, nobody really uses those anymore, I feel like, but if you really want to keep it, you better make sure your name is not in your username and that your face is not in your profile picture. If you have a PT, a private Twitter, I don't even know if those are still a thing, that same thing, FBI proof that, it needs to go. I know people think they can act kind of crazy on their TikTok. TikTok is huge. They will find your TikTok. If your social media is super dirty and kind of vulgar or explicit, that is a valid reason for somebody to not want you in their sorority, because when you're on social media, you represent yourself, and any organization you're a part of, you're also representing them too. So just don't give people a reason to not want you a part of whatever they're representing. Your reputation on social media and how you present yourself on social media is crucial now, and not just for recruitment, in all things. The second tip I have is kind of obvious, but that is to make sure you complete all the steps you need to do in order to apply and pay for sorority recruitment. Most schools will have a Panhellenic website where they'll have a checklist of things you need to do before recruitment, and I'm serious, be Santa Claus, triple check that thing, make sure everything is complete and paid for and good and you're doing things correctly and on time. Write the due dates on your mirror. So I've been getting tons and tons of comments and DMs on rec letters, so obviously make sure before recruitment you get your rec letters done, but I just wanted to throw in a whole section. There's an ant on my camera right now. Why? Bye. Okay, anyways, so I'm just going to throw in a whole section in this video about recommendation letters because y'all have asked me so many questions, and so I'm going to make sure I get to all of your questions. Number one, get as many recommendation letters as possible. So make sure you know what houses you have at your school and try to get a recommendation letter for every single house. If you don't get one for a house, it's not going to make or break your chance of getting to that house at all, but it can't hurt. It's just another little thing to boost yourself. Every sorority ranks girls differently, and what letters of rec will weigh a certain amount based on however they do it. So either way, it's just a way for you to advance yourself just a little bit more. I don't really know how to word that, but it can't hurt you, so you might as well do it. How do you get your letters of recommendations? A question I got a lot, and how I went about doing it is I made a Facebook post on my Facebook, and I was like, hi guys, I'm going through sorority recruitment this fall at Texas Tech University. I am looking for letters of recommendation from alumni in these houses, and I listed all the houses I needed letters of rec from. And then I had my mom post it on her Facebook, and I think I had my dad post it too, because they have a lot more adult friends who know a lot more adult friends, so that pulls in a whole bunch of more people. I would say if you have an aunt or somebody you're close with that has any affiliation to Greek life, or if you have an older sister or cousin or somebody that has affiliation to Greek life, they could, if they're willing to, post it for you too, because that just brings in so many more people. Then another thing you can do, if you can't find an alum for a certain house, most metroplexes or areas or cities or groups of cities will have a Panhellenic association, and it'll just be a group of alums. They'll host meetings. I never personally went to any of the meetings, but you could go to those. But either way, they'll have lists of alum in all these different houses, and they literally are willing to do your letters of rec. So if you can't find an alum for AD Pi, and you don't know anybody, you can go on one of those and find an AD alum and just email her. Be like, hi, my name is Erin Play. I'm rushing at Texas Tech. I need a letter of recommendation for this house. I was wondering if you'd be able to write it for me. And normally what they'll do is they'll have a resume that they're going to send to you and have you fill out. And you're going to fill out your information. It's probably going to ask like what you did in high school, what are some characteristics about you, that kind of stuff, what's your GPA, all that. And then they have a template that they use for their letters of rec for girls that they don't really know as well, and they're just gonna put your information in and you're good to go. If your best friend's mom was a Kappa and she's known you for years, she knows you're an awesome person, she needs to write your Kappa letter recommendation because she knows you so well. She'll make your letter of recommendation so genuine because she actually knows you so well. Like, it's not just a basic template that they write because she doesn't really know you. Like, if it's a person that knows you so well, she needs to write your letter of recommendation. Another good one is if you know alum from the school you're going to, have them write your letter of recommendation, because that just kind of is like, to the sorority, like, they know the values of that sorority because it's like literally the same exact chapter. That just makes it look so better. Like, I know personally for me, my cheer coaches in high school were both in sororities at the college I go to, so I had both of them write my letters of rec, and like, that's awesome. So that's pretty much all I'm going to say on letters of rec. If you have any more questions on letter of rec, do not hesitate to DM me on Instagram right here or comment below. I'll get back to y'all. Moving on how to prep for sorority recruitment. Avoid with all cost Greek rank. I just want you guys to see how easily I can mess up the ranks on Greek rank. Like, anybody can, and people do. I could go on Greek rank right now and pretend I'm just some random person, and I could go hype my sorority up so much and give us like max 5 stars on every category, and then I could go to whatever sorority I want and rank them zeros on everything, and then I've messed up the ranks because I have made my sorority like so much better, and then I've just made this sorority's rank drop so much. I would never do that, obviously, because I don't care, and because it's stupid. Greek rank is so biased. So don't go on Greek rank and be like, yeah, I heard this house is the worst because Greek rank said so. I guarantee you every house looks bad on Greek rank. Do not come into the week already like Xing a house off your list or already being like, I want to be this house, because that is just asking to be disappointed. And you get there and you're actually in their house and meeting the girls, it could be totally different. Or you could love it, but then things just don't work out and you end up getting dropped from them, and then you're devastated because all summer and for who knows how long you've been like, I'm going to be this sorority one day, and now your whole plan is messed up. I would evaluate why you want to be in a sorority, because if you have a good answer for this, it'll help you a lot during recruitment week. Think about why you're joining a sorority, whether it's you want to get more involved with philanthropy and you want to volunteer more, or you want a home away from home. Whatever it is, you need to come up with that and you need to memorize that answer. So now let's move on, and we're going to go into my tips for recruitment week itself. Pre-plan your answers to basic questions. So like, why do you want to be in a sorority? Why did you choose a school? What's your major? All that. I'm going to be making a video probably the video right after this, all about how to talk during recruitment and conversation tips during recruitment. If you have any specific questions you want answered in that video, comment them below or DM me again. Take notes after each house, even if you don't think you need to, if you think you have the best memory ever. I personally have awesome memory. I never forget stuff, but I forgot so much during recruitment. I wrote down notes, and I would just basically, I would write down the girl's name if I could remember it. I would write down just a couple lines of our conversation that stood out to me, and I would just say like, I could see myself here or not. I know I only took notes the first and second day of recruitment. It just helped me when I got to cuts, because you go through 12 houses and you like my first day of recruitment, I went through 12 houses and I basically had the same conversation in every house. So when I got to like cuts, like if I didn't take those notes, I would have been like, I don't know, I got asked what's my major like 60 times. So you want to just make sure you write down the things that makes them, how you felt after the house, how you felt in the house, what made them stand out, what you liked, what you didn't like. If you could see yourself there, like write all that down, because I promise you won't remember. Next tip, crucial, ignore the rumors on the lawn. And don't talk badly about the houses when you're on the lawn, because you don't know what girls on the lawn love that house. And they might pretend like, yeah, I didn't like the house either, but on the inside they're like, oh my god, wait, people don't like that house. Just don't do it. Don't contribute to it. Don't listen to it. Because a lot of the time when the girls are like talking bad about the house, to be honest, they probably got dropped from the house. This is your recruitment experience, and this is the house you're going to be in the next 4 years, not this random girl on the lawn. it doesn't affect them, like what house you like and where you end up. Okay, next tip, is something else I'll talk a lot more about in my conversation tips video, but sell yourself. You need to act like you are like, you're like that girl, like you are the it girl. I don't mean act cocky, like don't be like annoying, like yeah, like every house really likes me, and that's not what I'm talking about. But you need to show like why you're an awesome person. Like you can talk about what you're passionate about and like why you're passionate about it, or like characteristics about you. Like if you're like a very passionate person, like you're just very passionate and you get really invested in the things you do, talk about it and pull out the good things about you. Like I was a cheerleader, I talked a lot about cheer, I talked a lot about my YouTube. Show them why you're passionate about it, why it's cool, why it makes you unique. Like you need to sell it. Put in effort into every single conversation you have in every single house. I don't care if it's like the worst conversation, and put in effort. Do not act uninterested. Give everybody a shot. You have to be there anyways. You might as well at least just have a conversation. Like don't be like, yeah, oh, cool. Like, you know what? Like, that's just painful for both of you. And, like, you might as well just make it enjoyable and just, like, suck it up. Ask good questions. And I would go ahead and prepare some questions. And, again, I will go over this in my video, my next video. But prepare questions, like, basic questions. Like, what's your philanthropy? What is a good memory you have with your sisters? Those are just some good basic questions. For one, because if the conversation in the house is just dying and it's just so boring, just pull out those questions, because at least it'll get the conversation flowing. Another thing is, though, is you want, like, yes, the girls need to get to know you, and obviously you're going to talk about yourself a lot, but you want to get to know the girl in the house too, because they want you in their house, but you want to be in a house that you fit in with too. So like you both need to learn about each other. 2 days of recruitment, especially on pref. Before you go into your house, look around at the girls on the lawn and get a feel about who they are. If you've talked to them during recruitment, if you haven't talked to them yet, then it doesn't really matter. But look around if it's any girls that you've connected with outside of the sorority house. Like I'm talking about the girls that are like PNMs too. See if it's girls you've connected with, or if it looks like girls that you would have things in common with. And just remember, like a lot of those girls are gonna be your sisters. That's a good thing to take into account when you're selecting your final house. You're probably gonna cry a lot, like a lot. And I don't mean just outside of the house when you're like making a decision, like you're probably gonna cry in the house. So I cried in Pi-Fi on pref. And Taylin, who is like one of my best friends, we met like the first day of recruitment, and then we got to sit together in pref. We were both just crying on each other's shoulders, barely knew each other. We had known each other for a solid 4 days. We were just crying together during pref, both of us just bawling, and so many people cry. Like every single person was like, oh my gosh, I cried in this house. Like you're gonna cry, so just prepare yourself for that. It's totally normal. The girl rushing you might cry too. Like it's not weird, so just heads up, you're probably gonna cry. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. I tried to be as honest as possible with everything and just give you guys like a really good like heads up for recruitment, what you need to do and what you need to know. I hope you guys enjoyed, and good luck during recruitment, everyone. I will see you guys soon. Love y'all. Bye.